What happens when you're running Facebook ads and not very many of your leads are turning into transactions? It's normally because of the way that you're doing your ad targeting, especially with the Facebook special ad category changes that have been made. In today's video, what I'm going to show you is the good, better, and best methods of generating leads where the leads actually turn into transactions. Take a look. Hey everyone, Kevin Smullin with 2Q Lead Generation Strategies. If you are brand new to our channel, welcome. We're so glad you're here. What we're all about is helping real estate agents just like you generate more leads, turn those leads into appointments, and close more deals. So if you're after more leads, appointments, and deals, this is absolutely the place to be. We'd love to have you subscribe to our channel and be part of our community. In today's video, we're going to be talking about why do leads not close as often as they could. And in most cases, it's because of the way that you're doing your targeting with the special ad category with your Facebook ads. So before I get into that, down in the description below is a link to our free 2-hour Facebook master course. This master course is showing you all of our best practices and tricks and strategies that we've learned that are helping our clients absolutely crush it on Facebook. So make sure you go take a look at that. It's down in the description below. 2 hours of your time, totally free, and it's well spent. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the special ad category, the targeting that you're doing, because this is the most common reason why you might be generating leads, but just not seeing a lot of results from the leads that you're generating. It's normally the targeting and the follow-up. So we're going to talk about both, and I'm going to show you 3 different ways to improve your ad targeting so that you're not only getting more leads, but they're higher quality people that are going to be doing business with you in a much larger percentage. So with that, let me go ahead and share my screen. There we go. And let me walk you through this. So when you're creating an ad, the first method of improving your results with your leads and having more of them turn into transactions, it's all because of the way that you do your ad targeting. So if I were to come in here, do a lead generation ad, and when it gets to this first screen for the campaign objective, I've already picked the objective, but there's a section here for special ad categories. The moment you select housing, and you have to, otherwise your ad's going to be rejected in the real estate industry, but the moment you do this, it locks in all of the anti-discrimination policies that Facebook has put into play. So you can't discriminate based on age or gender or any of the other protected statuses. So the moment I do that, that's when it locks in all of those characteristics. Again, if I don't, the ad gets rejected. Now, what ends up happening with a lot of people is, and I'm not going to worry about budgets and all that stuff. The point of this video is all about targeting, because it's the audience that you're targeting that's the most common reason why you're not seeing more results from the leads turning into transactions. There are other factors and other variables, but this is the most common one. So what ends up happening a lot of times with people is they'll come here and for their targeting, they'll do people living in this location, and I live in Utah, so we'll just go with Salt Lake County. So people target the county, and then when they're doing their targeting, they'll come down to the detailed targeting, because these are locked, you can't change those. But they'll come down to here and do Zillow, you know, with the thought process of if people are looking at Zillow or Realtor.com, that any of these are going to be people that you want to be in front of. Now, that's true, but the reason why the majority of your leads are not turning into any kind of business is because with this kind of targeting, what you're targeting is a cold audience, right? These are people that 99% of them have no idea who you are. They don't know your background. They don't know if you're qualified to help them. That's who you're targeting with this. So where a lot of people make mistakes with their Facebook leads is they'll run an ad to a cold audience like this, and they're expecting that person to be ready to buy now and and to fully know, like, and trust them to where they would do business with them. So that's more what we would call a hot type of a market, right? So if we've got the cold on the top, in the middle would be your warm, the people that kind of know you, they're kind of getting to the point where they would make a decision. And then the hot is where they know, like, and trust you already. They've seen you, they recognize you, and they're ready to do a transaction, right? That's what we would call hot. So where a lot of people make a mistake is they do targeting like this, which in essence is cold targeting, meaning these people don't know who you are, and you're expecting them to be hot, to where they know, like, and trust you. They're ready to do business. And frankly, that is not the case. So if you are running Facebook ads to a cold audience and your expectation is, a lot of these people are going to be ready to do business with you right away, the answer is they absolutely will not. It's a huge disconnect to run an ad to a cold audience and expect a hot outcome. They just don't know, like, and trust you yet. You've got to warm them up. And that's why if you are marketing to a cold audience, the way that you have to do this to be successful with a cold audience is you have to warm them up. So what we set up with our clients is once the lead is generated, they're put into a text message follow-up system, and that's happening for 120 days. And what ends up happening with a lot of them is they will wait 1, 2, 3 months, and then out of the blue, they'll just all of a sudden respond. I was talking with one of my clients, in fact, it was yesterday, and he was saying that he's got 2 appointments this week with people that were leads that were generated months ago, but the follow-up just kept happening and the time was right and they had seen him over and over and over again, and they were like, okay, let's talk and let's see what you can do to help us, right? So in order to get cold leads to work, you've got to have a very robust follow-up system. And you will also want to run retargeted ads to where you're running ads that allow you to keep in front of people over and over and over again. I would tell you, if you don't have a system like that set up, running ads to a cold audience is going to produce very little results for you. I don't recommend it, but it's the number one reason why people fail. Now, just because I want to show you good, better, and best ways to improve this, you've got to think that when agents are running ads, they are largely running ads to this same audience of people here that I'm showing you. So what you want to do instead, if you come into your tools, there's a section here called Audience Insights. I'm just going to open this up in another tab just to show you. So the Audience Insights is a research tool. And when Facebook made some changes to their targeting with the special ad category, it made it a little more challenging to get in front of the people that you actually want to get in front of. So you have to start thinking about this a little bit differently and say, well, what do I need to do? What are different ways that are non-discriminatory of finding the people that are going to be the best fit for what I'm marketing for? So this tool is going to be going away. You'll see this July 1st. So I'm recording this today on June 9th. So you got about 3 weeks before this tool goes away. So if you're watching this video within that 3-week period, use and abuse this. If you don't, you can still glean the information that I'm about to share. But what you'll find is this is just a research tool that allows you to find different ways of targeting people. So as an example, I live in Utah, and now the statistics that you're seeing are specific to Utah, any age, et cetera, et cetera. So let's say that I wanted to run an ad that was geared towards first-time buyers. So it's kind of a question of, well, how do I find first-time buyers, right? Well, maybe for my first-time buyers, let's say I decide that that's 22 through 30. I'm just making that up. So all of these numbers are now adjusting. Here's the demographics, relationship, education, different types of professions. This is kind of helpful, but what I want to show you the most is this one, page likes. So what this is doing is it's showing you for this category of people, what are the other things that they are interested in as far as Facebook concerns. So what you're going to find is that a lot of times the younger demographic, the first-time buyers, they are very interested in things related to entertainment. So you'll see here a haunted house, live music venue, theme park, sports teams, comedians. Again, you'll find all kinds of things based on what age group you're going for. So what we find is that the younger group, often it's entertainment, food, places to do things, theater, those kinds of things. You'll notice that if I switch gears and if I do more like an empty nester, we'll do like 55 and up, that they are interested in very different things. You'll notice that the older demographic, they are very big on news celebrities. So your new, like the local, like your weatherman, the anchor for the local news station, because they are from that demographic where they watch the news all the time. That was a very big deal for them, and because they watch it every night, those people that work at the at the TV station for the news, it's like they're a household friend. So you'll notice a lot of those show up. Oftentimes, a lot of things related to politics will show up in this list. Things related to health care. Those kinds of things just allow you to zero in more on who you're targeting. So when you're coming in here and doing your targeting, instead of doing the targeting that every other agent out there is doing, it's like, well, if I'm going after first-time buyers, I know they're interested in like things related to entertainment, right? So you can start coming in and targeting people based on these kinds of things, and you know that to a large extent, it's going to put you in front of your ideal market. So the first way that you can really improve your targeting is just be a little bit more creative, do a little research, figure out other ways, other things that your ideal market is looking for, and you can use that Audience Insights tool to do a little research to gain some of that information. So that would be the first way that you can improve what you're doing. Now, at the end of the day, it's not a huge help because you're still marketing to a cold audience. These people still don't know who you are. And so, like I said, it's limited in how much it's actually going to help you just because they still don't know you. It doesn't mean that they're ready to buy right now. If you're marketing to a cold audience, then repetition and nurture is the name of the game. You've got to be prepared to do that because that's what it's going to take with a cold audience. So that is the first way that we improve how many of the leads are turning into transactions with a cold audience. It's all based on how we're doing the targeting, what our follow-up systems are, and running retargeted ads. Those are the keys to finding success with a cold audience, and just know that it's going to take a little bit of time. That's the nature of that group of people. You've got to warm them up. Now, the second way, so this is kind of the better option for targeting, is using what are called special lookalike audiences. So I'm going to go to the audiences section. I'm going to leave the research tool for a moment. And if you've watched any of my videos, you know that I'm a huge fan of custom audiences. Uploading a list of your contacts, your past clients, creating a special audience for your, or a custom audience for your website visitors, people watching your videos, all of those different methods that we use. But what's different about a special ad audience is I can create a lookalike audience that's based off of a custom audience that I already have. So I have to be able to base it off of a current custom audience. So let's say, for example, I was really interested in getting more people just like, just like me. So let's say I had uploaded a list of my contacts, and just for the sake of doing this, let's just say that this is my list of clients that I had just uploaded to Facebook. Well, what I can do is I can come in here, and this is done by country. So you have to put in United States, assuming that you are in United States. I am. And then this is saying that it's going to create a list of people who are 1% different than the base list, like one variable difference. So when you're doing this, what happens is Facebook has tons of data that it doesn't necessarily share with everyone. It's just stuff that's sitting in the background. I've heard that number to be 4,500 points of data per user in their system. I don't know that that's accurate, but frankly, I believe it because they just constantly gather information. They're monitoring everything that everybody does on their platform. And so I believe that that data is there. But with this, what I'm saying is I want a list of people in the United States that are 1% different, basically the same category as these people. So the thought process is If I upload a list of my clients and say, tell Facebook to go find people that have data points similar to this group, the thought process is these people are going to be very similar to the clients that I love working with. And so that's what we would do. We would just simply click on Create Audience. And now I have this special ad audience that I can use with the special ad category. That's why they call it that. Now you'll notice it says populating. It's going to take a little time to populate that. But here's what ends up happening. I'm just going to refresh my screen so that new audience I created is loaded in. But when it comes to the targeting, now what's different is I can change who I'm targeting. So instead of it going out to the mass public where I may not know very much about them, the way that I've made an improvement here is I can now target this group of people, this special ad audience that's a lookalike audience based on my client list. Now, it's cold in the sense that they still don't know who I am, but the advantage here is that these people have a lot in common with the people that already have done business with me. Or if I base it on my website, people who are going to my website and looking at homes. It's going to be based on people doing that. And so with that, now I'm targeting that group of people. That audience is still populating. That's why it's not showing numbers over here. But what you'll need to do is you'll need to change this up a little bit. So remember how we created this audience based on the United States because that's what it forced us to do? Well, what you would do is in your locations, you would change the targeting. So you could change it to, people that were in Davis County. That's a county just north of Salt Lake City. Right? So now it's going to target anybody who's in this audience that is within 1% of people that are in Davis County, right? So now it's a little bit more specific. So that would be the second way that you could get a little better results as far as your leads turning into transactions, is doing lead campaigns with this audience. Becomes a completely different ballgame. And then the third way, this is the best, what I would recommend for anyone, and this is where, frankly, my clients who are absolutely crushing it on Facebook, this is the strategy that they use and what we help them do, is they build their own audience. Now, the downside of it is, yes, it's going to take you probably a little time and a little money to do that, but the results are far worth it. So let me pull up one of my clients who has done this and done it very well. And this is largely what's helping him double his business every single year. It's based on him building up an audience of people that already know who he is. Again, the ideal type of lead that you can generate is from that hot section. They already know, like, and trust you. They've seen you. This audience has already been warmed up. And so when we generate leads from this group of people, we don't have to warm them up and get them to know, like, and trust you. That work has already been done. So you'll see here, this audience has 48,000 people people that have watched videos, 42,000 that have also watched videos. Leads that we've generated, 4,300 contact lists that we've uploaded. Between these, there's about another 15,000 there. So with all of these different audiences that we've created, these are roughly 100,000 plus people that already know who this person is. They've seen his ads, they've watched his videos, they've clicked on his stuff. And so when we use these groups of people for a lead generation campaign, you'll find that the quality of lead goes up significantly. You'll typically generate fewer leads, but the quality will be much, much better. See, when you're generating leads from the cold audience like we did before, it's just math and it's just a numbers game. How cheaply can we generate leads? And then it's just numbers and volume. We want to put a ton through that, and it's just numbers. Some of those people are going to do business really quickly. Others are going to take time, where it's taking them the 2-3 months that we talked about to, follow up and set appointments and do those things. But again, this group of people, when you're marketing to the hot group of people that already know who you are, this is the complete game changer. Now, I wish I could tell you that there's a shortcut to do this. There are ways to speed up the process and make it inexpensive to grow your own audience. But when you grow your own audience of people who are interested in you, who know you, they've watched your videos, they've seen your stuff, it absolutely changes the game where real estate marketing is concerned. Because again, so much of what happens in the real estate industry is based on people who know, like, and trust you. So when we can do that first and build up a huge pool of people who already know, like, and trust you, when we generate leads from that group of people, that's the game changer. So that is the absolute optimum strategy that I would recommend for anybody, is to build their own audience. There are other things and other ways of doing it, sure, but there is nothing better than having 100,000 people who know who you are, that are interested in you and want to watch your content. So that is what I would recommend. This is the number one reason why more of your leads are not turning into transactions, is because it's a cold audience and you're expecting them to buy right away. It's just a huge disconnect, and that is not the way that this works. So we've got some different tips and tricks, and I've shown you different ways of doing this, the good, better, and best, but there's nothing better than building your own audience. So if that was helpful, click that thumbs up button. That helps us tremendously. We appreciate your support. Also, if you want more content like this, please consider subscribing to our channel. Click the subscribe button as well as that little bell notification. You'll be notified every time we put out brand new content, and we do this every single week. So make sure you subscribe to our channel. We appreciate that and love to have you here as part of our community. I'll put up a couple videos right here so you can continue to learn more tips and strategies to grow your business. Also, down in the description below, I've put a link where you can go to learn more about our services. I do take on a limited number of clients, and I limit how many people I work with in each area, just so that I'm not competing against myself to produce results for my clients. So if you'd like to lock out your competition, grow your own business, and see great success like what I'm showing you, make sure you go check that out down in the description below. Let's have a conversation and see if it's a good fit. That is it. Make it a great week. Keep crushing it in your real estate business. As always, if we can help, that's what we're here for. And if not, we'll catch you on the next video. Talk to you soon.